First of all, thank you all for coming out here today. My name is Dave Salter. I'm the Communications Director for the St. John's IceCaps. In a second, Danny Williams, President and CEO of the IceCaps, is going to say a few words on behalf of the organization and welcome the Montreal Canadiens here to St. John's. And following that, Jeff Molson, owner, President and CEO of the Montreal Canadiens, will say a few words. Thank you. Danny?
Well, thank you, Dave. It's another beautiful sunny day here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Et les Canadiens sont arrivés. It doesn't get any better than that. Let's give them a big round of applause. Big welcome to everybody here in the room, and as the Mayor is here, thank you very much for His Worship for coming. Thanks very much for coming, Your Worship. I know you're busy, but it's a big event, and you could probably sell this as a heritage event if you really had to. Thanks to all our corporate sponsors. We certainly want to welcome all your staff, all your senior officials to come down here after a game last night. It's a big deal to turn up and show up in St. John's. I know how busy you are. There's some super Habs fans here. There's many tens of thousands of Habs fans. They're just as fanatical here, I'm sure, as they are in Montreal. It's a cult, it's a religion here for Habs fans. I can see Dick Hancock, Kenny Marshall is here, Alan Doyle is here, who happens to be, I actually saw your tweet this morning, which was really interesting. One of the biggest Alan Doyle, you know, from the entertainment industry, great big C, actor, comedian, author. His tweet this morning was, our strategy is working, We lit the lightning last night, beat the net down, all kinds of shots, let them get enough goals to get it out of their system. By the time they get to the playoffs, they're going to be absolutely exhausted. The strategy is working, number one. But honestly, it's really a privilege to stand here today. For me, it goes back a long way. Myself and my dad used to go to Montreal, and I'm a self-professed Gordie Howe fan, so I've got to get that on the table right out of the gate, because that's just the way it was in those days. But I went, and of course, Gordie, language will never be a problem in St. John's, by the way. Gordie Howe always said there's two languages in hockey. One is English, and the other is profanity. So we have a universal language in profanity. But I used to go to Montreal nearly every winter. I was fortunate enough, and Dad would take me up as a very young man, and he was an avid and devout Canadiens fan, and absolutely adored the Habs. So I grew up in that environment, and he taught me to respect this wonderful organization. And for us today in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, to stand before this logo, which is world-renowned, and to have you as our partners for as brief a period of time as it might be, we certainly are very, very grateful for this opportunity. It means a lot to all of us, I can say. We have Bob Cole here in the room. Bob, of course, who needs no introduction. I got a call a couple of weeks ago. Danny, Bob Cole here. And imagine having to introduce himself. Now everybody in the world knows his voice. Yes, Bob. He said, is it true? He said, the Canadiens coming. I said, yeah. He said, how in the hell did you guys ever pull that off? But it's because of profile from people like you and the place getting on the map and knowing us and the great work of Glenn Stanford and Glenn's affiliation with the Hamilton Bulldogs, with the Canadiens organization, and the work that he's done throughout the American Hockey League. We had a connection. And I made a call to Jeff, probably about 8 or 9 months ago, and just said, Jeff, look, if there's ever a possibility of you ever moving your organization for however long, if it's a month, if it's a day, if it's a year, if it's 2 years, keep us in mind. And in that phone conversation, Jeff, you said, yes, I certainly will. And I really appreciate it. For us, it was a shot in the dark to get this esteemed organization to come to Newfoundland and Labrador was beyond our wildest dreams, to be quite honest with you. And I think for a long time here in St. John's, people really didn't believe that it was actually happening. But it is. And you're coming to an organization, our staff, of course, are here. Our corporate sponsors here, and first of all, I just want to deal with the corporate sponsors. We've got outstanding corporate support in this community. And the leading sponsor has been Molson's Breweries. And from day one, Molson stepped up when we launched the St. John's IceCaps 4 years ago. And they have led the way, and it's been a tremendous partnership, absolutely incredible. And that will continue on, and all our other corporate sponsors who've been fabulous, day in, day out, supporting us. And our staff. We were AHL Team of the Year. We've received the highest awards in the AHL over the last 3 years. We've received local awards as an organization. So I think we bring a class act to a very, very classy organization, which is the Canadiens. I hope that helps. I hope that will give you comfort, because we intend to make you very proud of us here in this community. The other thing is, from an entertainment perspective, and I know you yourself, for you it's not all just about hockey, it's about your community, it's about your business, it's about entertainment and the culture. And that's something that Glenn and I have tried to do in our organization as well. Not only is it the St. John's IceCaps, we also have IceCaps Entertainment. And that's why you see people like Alan Doyle here, because the Newfoundland cultural community is equivalent to the French community. It's very rich, it's very alive, it's very vibrant, and we're very proud of it. So we're going to try and do whatever we can to enrich that community, and as well, perhaps, we might be able to find an opportunity at some point to do some concerts or events with Evenco, which we know is an outstanding world-class organization. So we would look forward to possibly the possibility. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, not at all. No, I'm not. Be quite honest with you. No, I'm really not. But
too late.
No, but we do. But we do. I think I've always said when we go to national meetings that there's a real affinity between Quebecers and Newfoundlanders. We've had our differences over hydro over the years, but that's a business thing. That's seriously, and it is. But when you sit at the table, we're very much alike. We love our people, and we love our place, and we love our culture, and that's what Montreal and the Canadiens Club brings to St. John's, Newfoundland. So, Jeff, I can't thank you enough for giving us this opportunity. There's a lot of hype, a lot of interest in this city. People are really, really excited. There was a gentleman who sat out in his car for an hour and a half to 2 hours today just to see the lads come through the door. So, it doesn't get any better than that. If I can, I'd like to present to you, and we have some other gifts for your group, but I'd like to present to you a symbol of Newfoundland and Labrador. It's a product by Vogue Furriers that we're very, very proud of. And of course, there's a history through the Magnum Islands in Quebec as well. But this is a seal coat. And I wouldn't present it to you. I have one myself, so it's not like I'm impose something on you that I wouldn't wear myself. I hope this fits. If it doesn't, we get an opportunity to get you a larger one.
Thank you very much.
But I wear this with great pride in the coldest of weather. I've been in 40, 50 below campaigning, which is all over now. And you might try that, but I tell you, it'll keep you very, very warm on the coldest of nights. If you want, I think you put your jackets up.
It fits.
Yeah, very well, yeah. So it's
All right,
it's a nice jacket, and we're very proud of that product.
Thank you.
So it's important. Welcome. If I can, I'll take it. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Walter.
Thank you very much. That was very nice. We too are, the Montreal Canadiens organization, are very proud to be here today and to be here for the next 2 years. It was one of those situations where the stars aligned. I do recall the conversation that we had 8 months ago, and then all of a sudden, literally a month ago, there was an opportunity for us to get into this market with the Montreal Canadiens farm team, and we took advantage of it and moved quickly to get here. And so for us, it was a very important move, and we're really excited to be here. So thank you all for coming for this announcement. We also know that this is the best AHL hockey market in North America. And so for our players, they're going to have a chance to play in front of sellout crowds and that are cheering them on, which is a good thing. It prepares them for what might come in the future when they come to the Bell Centre in front of 21,000 diehard Montreal Canadiens fans. So it's a good development opportunity for our young players as well. From an Evenco perspective, we are also looking forward to getting to know this market a little bit better and to hopefully bring more to this community. One of the things about the Montreal Canadiens that we're very proud of, and that's why many of us are here today, is we don't do things in a small way. We like to do things in an important way. And so you'll see us in the community, and we'll be part of what you are in St. John's, and do everything we can to support and bring as much to this community. We have a great lineup of potential players that are coming in through our organization. We have a young team that's going to be coming to this market, as well as 4 or 5 recently drafted players that will be going pro this year and coming to play in this market. And our expectations are we'll have a great team that'll play in front of these fans. So that's exciting as well. So overall, thank you all for coming. We're really proud to be here. I'm looking forward to meeting some of you. One other thing I was I wanted to make sure that I mention is that this is also a great Molson market. And it's another reason why I might be here. But this is a great Molson market, and it's a sign that people from Newfoundland have great taste. So thank you. Thank you.
Just for the media in attendance, if anyone would like some one-on-one interviews with Mr. Molson or Danny Williams or any of the Canadiens officials here today, just come find me and I'll coordinate that for you. Thank you. Danny, tell us what this day means to the IceCaps organization.
Well, it's huge. The timing in some respects is unfortunate because our team is still on the ice. And, I respect each and every one of those guys that are down in that dressing room playing their guts out, to be quite honest with you. I prefer that it was at the end of the season because, they've given us their heart and soul for the last 4 years. They've taken us to a conference final. They've taken us to a Calder Cup final. And I don't forget that, and I don't lose sight of it. Having said that, the hockey world is a real world, and I think our players understand that, this is about the future for St. John's. They love St. John's, they love playing here, and I think they wish us all the best. So I think that they will take joy with us today in announcing the Canadiens. But to have the Habs here, a legendary, iconic, historic organization that brings a lot of class, a lot of history, a lot of alumni and a lot of memorabilia to the city. So I think not only are we going to get the current version of the St. John's IceCaps, being the baby Habs, we're also going to get everything they bring with them, and that includes a classy organization headed by Jeff Molson and all the people who he's brought in here today. And as well, we're also hoping perhaps to get some entertainment events from Evenco, which is probably one of the second largest in North America, or if not the largest in North America. So if we can piggyback on that and pick up a few concerts and events that will add to the entertainment industry in St. John's and indeed Newfoundland and Labrador, it makes us a richer and a better place.
How satisfying is this for you personally? When you look at maybe a year ago or a little over a year ago, when word came out that the Winnipeg Jets were pulling up stakes, and I know the media were asking you questions about the future of American Hockey League here, and you said, don't worry, we're going to get another team here. And I'm sure there was a lot of doubters out there that were wondering if you could pull this off. What does it mean to pull this off and keep the American Hockey League going, but to do it with a team like the Montreal Canadiens?
Well, it's interesting. As Glenn and I stand down, by the door virtually every game, every night, people are coming by and saying, well, I know you're going to pull it off, boys. I know you're going to pull it off. And, in our heart and soul, we were really hoping we were going to, but we knew the odds were stacked against us when, most of the Western teams were pulling up and moving out west. So that made it doubly difficult for us. But, we persevered, and, I'm taking credit for this on behalf of the entire organization, Dave, and you're a key part of that. Our organization, and Jeff Molson has said here today that we're considered to be the best hockey city in the American Hockey League. Well, that's because of our fans, that's because of our corporates, but it's also a big part of this because of Glenn and our entire staff. And, we've done a great job in positioning ourselves as world-class organization, professional organization. Team of the Year last year in the AHL. We received the highest marketing awards. Glenn Stanford has been honored as Executive of the Year. The Board of Trade has honored us with awards as a leading corporation in the city. So, we position ourselves well to attract what I think is the best organization in hockey in the world. And so I'm very, very proud to have them here, and actually humbled by being able to announce that they're coming here.
One final question about the fans. How do you think the reception will be here in the city? The IceCaps had a long sellout streak, one of the longest in the history of the American Hockey League. Do you think that we'll be back to full capacity next season and coming seasons?
I think we'll be oversold. I really honestly do. There's a huge demand now for the few tickets that are available, and I think tickets are going to be hard to get. There's a lot, tens and tens of thousands of die-hard Habs fans in Newfoundland and Labrador. Equally, there's other fans who support the Leafs, support the Jets, support the Bruins, support Ottawa, but by the same token, they're St. John's, Newfoundland loyalists, and they'll be down to support their team, which will be the Canadiens version of the St. John's IceCaps. So I'm looking forward to it. We're going to see all kinds of NHL jerseys in that rink now because people are going to be into it. But I'm just looking forward to it. I'm equally as excited as all the people are in the city and indeed in the province.
Danny, thanks so much for this and congratulations.
My pleasure. Thank you, Dave.
Kevin, tell us why it was important for the Montreal Canadiens executives to come here today.
Well, I think it's important for us because this is going to be an important part of our development and the future of our team for at least the next 2 years. So I've been here before. Jeff's been here before. We felt it was important to come out here and show the community that we're moving here and we're bringing the brand and everything that comes behind the brand to St. John's.
Obviously, the Montreal Canadiens didn't have any concerns about geography. We hear that a lot here in Newfoundland, especially with the shift in the American Hockey League to some teams in the West Coast going to California. Obviously, that was not a concern for the Canadiens. How was St. John's able to overcome maybe some of those the biases against the geography?
Well, I think when you look at the geography, you have to look at not just the travel, the challenges that exist bringing guys back to Montreal, but also on the road. Most of our travel is in the Eastern Conference, and there are a lot of direct flights there's one direct flight in and out of Montreal every day. There's direct flights into Toronto. So the access, being able to bring the players, whether it's to Montreal or to Boston or Buffalo, wherever we're playing, isn't going to be that much more complicated than it was from Hamilton. So that really wasn't a major obstacle for us. Our hockey operations guys got comfortable with that fairly quickly.
Obviously, the Montreal Canadiens, you're talking about a world-class sports organization, not just hockey. What was it about St. John's that appealed to you, that that an organization like Montreal would be willing to come? What did St. John's offer Montreal?
Well, several things. I think the thing that pops out is this is a Montreal Canadiens hockey hotbed. The fans, listen, when you think of the first 50 years in the NHL, there were two Canadian teams, and I'd like to say most people made the right choice. But you've got a large number of Canadiens fans here that are second, third, fourth, even fifth generation Canadiens fans. And that's what we have in Montreal. And it was important for us. We felt that from a development standpoint, being able to place our players in a marketplace where the fans are as passionate about not just the players in the sport, but also about the brand and what the brand stands for. It's a different kind of fan, and playing in front of those fans is different. And we felt it would be good for our players to kind of live that at the minor league level before they hopefully one day play in front of the fans in Montreal.
I think that's one thing that maybe the city of St. John's offers. You point out it's a hockey hotbed. Players will not go unnoticed here in this town. If they're walking down the street, they will be noticed, they will be stopped, they'll be asked for autographs, that sort of thing. And maybe some larger cities, that sort of thing doesn't happen, or some American cities. Is that something that you maybe look at St. John's as almost a microcosm of Montreal, and when you're developing players and playing under those fans, the pressure and stuff of being, known commodities?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact is that in Montreal they live in a fishbowl. Here the fishbowl might be smaller, but it's still going to be a fishbowl, and the players are going to have to deal with that. And it's all part of becoming a professional player, right? And so you hate seeing players that come to Montreal and really haven't had to deal with that sort of pressure, because it is a pressure. It does create pressure on the players, and if they can learn to deal with that and perform on the ice here in St. John's, well, all the better for them when they step up in Montreal.
Kevin, welcome to St. John's, and thanks for this.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks.